Okay, montage of people, let's say, negatively reacting to Trump's election win. I don't like dunking on just average people right after an election, but I think enough time has passed. I'll dunk on professional media people who are rich right after an election, no problem, but let's see what these people have to say.
Not deportation camps. Who's going to build the Texas detention camps? Who's going to build them? I'll wait.
She thinks she's spitting, hey? Who's going to build them?
Breaking news about an hour
Oh my goodness. I'll wait. I'll just say something crazy. I'll wait.
ago, Jack Smith dropped the case against Donald for the election interference in 2020. Well done. He really is going to get away with everything. How do you have faith in our justice system? I mean, I get it. Like, it's been lacking and effed up for a while and has needed some sort of reform. But, like, I think it was Jon Stewart said that, like, our courts and our judges were one of the last real guardrails. But how do you have any faith in the justice system if we are literally going to let this man just do whatever he wants?
I got a question.
By the way, I think Jon Stewart is actually, to a large degree, to blame for how politically partisan America is now, the States. He was kind of the first dude to hop on there under the guise of comedy, just take constant shots at Fox News, mock right-wingers. He's toned it down now, but him back in the day, I think was incredibly partisan and like spawned all these offshoots. Stephen Colbert, John Oliver, and a whole bunch of other people have just adopted that style. In terms of like the cases against Trump, to be totally honest, I did not follow them that closely. I just found them to be just so tedious. You never know. Like if he would have actually went to jail, then I would have started to pay attention, but that's just me anyway.
So, at first it was, groceries are going to be cheaper, blase, blase. Now we've proved that they're not going to be cheaper. And now it's like,
it's been proven. Okay, who told you that? MSNBC?
like, American made. We want American made. I bet. Who's going to build the factories? How long is it going to take those factories to get built so we can have American made products? Who's going to work?
That's so funny. While the factories are being built, tons of Americans are being paid.
Working them for minimum wage.
And then she just, it's all based on a false premise. Minimum wage. That's not the point. The point of to people working in factories, bringing back good factory jobs, is not to pay them $7.25 an hour, whatever the minimum wage is.
Are you going to work in a factory for 12 hours a day for minimum wage so these products can be affordable? Because you want to look at your Lord and Saviors? All of his merch was from China. But now it's about American made, not about cheaper products. Fuck cheaper. We want American made. Yo.
The people that benefit the most from all the international trade, where you just outsource all the jobs to the cheapest place you can manufacture, it's people that own stock in companies. It's not an average person. Yeah, maybe you'll pay a little bit more for certain products, maybe a little bit less in other cases, but you don't hollow out the middle of your country, which has happened to a large degree. You want everyone working in tech, everyone working in finance, everyone trying to be a YouTuber like me? Is that what you want, the entire country of people like that?
We had our Industrial Revolution. Did we not grow out of that?
In today's I Hate It Here news, Jack Smith has officially filed...
Actually, it's incredibly low empathy to say this. You hollow out the middle of your country when you mock people for wanting a factory job, wanting a manufacturing job, plus for national security. There's a ton of reasons why you'd want more manufacturing happening in your own country. It's not all about total stock market growth. Look at the stock market. The top 10% of the stock market's owned by 93% of the stock market owned by the top 10% of Americans. Not every policy should just be maximizing shareholder value for rich people. It's actually, Trump in trade is actually sort of left wing, but I like his stance there.
To dismiss the DC insurrection case against Trump. We knew it was coming, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating.
living in the U.S.
I'm just going to skip that one. I don't want to hear another one about that.
This is like right now. It's like watching a really bad horror film that you happen to be in, and everybody else is running towards the killer, and we're all going to die.
So it's...
That's not even worth replying to. That was... What did she mean?
3 weeks since the election, I believe. And there's only so much constant trauma and suffering that the mind can take.
Man, so this is an example of a person I actually feel bad for her. You shouldn't be doing that. It's an election at a national level that your one vote, voting's important, but it can't sway things that much. On some level, you got to accept it for what it is and try to work on the next election. Again, these are the people I legitimately do feel bad for, that the suffering, like, you shouldn't be suffering about it. Come on.
In a situation like mine, ours, I mean, if we were in an active war and we were getting bombed and shit, that's a whole different story, because you can't turn it off. Ever. But
those are the people that are suffering.
I feel like my mind has relaxed a little bit, and I'm starting to get over the aches and the pain in my body that manifested and is still there. It's a pain in the ass. Actually,
like, again, this is crazy. This is just somebody that bought the lines, the fascism, all the stuff, CNN, MSNBC, Joy Reid. She would have been sitting there at the edge of her seat watching those shows. Oh my gosh, he can't win. Oh my gosh. Now she's complaining about body aches from this? Come on. It's actually a little bit like, again, it's sad. I feel bad for her on one level. On another level, I feel like perhaps you've had a pretty easy life up to this point. Like, she looks like she's older than I am. Probably has had it pretty easy, kind of coasted through life. That's what it looks like when you're saying you got body aches from this.
it's pain in my scapula.
So for the people that voted for him, were you aware of Project 2025 and you just didn't care? Or did you really believe, like, he had nothing to do with it? I just want to know.
Good morning.
So just not even, no point made. Blue hair. Project 2025.
I would just like to say to all of the Trump supporters who are losing family and friends and acquaintances because you voted for Trump and you feel like you're being slighted because of that, I think I can speak for most of us
This is about to be good, I think.
Who are deciding to throw you away like trash because you deserve to be in the trash with your leader.
Yeah, this is a gross comment. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you could, watching this, could feel where that was about to go. Oh my goodness. Nice haircut, by the way, lady. What are you doing?
There's not a single thing that you could do or say to make me feel guilty about saying fuck you because you voted for somebody that's going to take my rights away and your own rights. Dumbass. Like, you cannot make me feel bad about that. There's not a single thing that you could do to make me feel bad about that. Actually, knowing that this is bothering you makes me feel even better about the decision to cut you off.
Does she seem like someone that if they cut you off in your life, you'd be heartbroken about that? I mean, this is a tough statement. If this is the way she is on a regular basis, even a semi-regular basis, who would want to hang out with her?
Hello?
Bitch, are we serious right now? Are we serious? Fuck the sad music montage, bitch.
These people all have such a vulgar mouth. Like, could be unhinged with a little bit more PG language. Come on.
What in the fuck? I'm mad as hell. What the fuck is going on? Y'all sitting here crying. I'm crying too. I'm mad. What did y'all do?
6 years with his cabinet
I'm skipping that one.
picks, right? Because not a single one of them is even remotely qualified. But hey, maybe if Dr. Oz doesn't get passed through.
Again, this is just somebody who's... I don't even know how you can make that statement. First of all, do you even know them all? And are you just so indoctrinated into being partisan that you don't like one of them? Some of them used to be Democrats. RFK, Tulsi, they were Democrats like 5 seconds ago.
What about Doc McStuffins? That could be a good option. I feel like she's probably more qualified than Dr. Oz, right?
I don't know who that is. What about Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary nominee? Do you have a problem with him? Do you even know who that is?
I really don't understand why Trumpers think that TDS is an own against people who are against Trump.
It is the biggest own. It's so funny. It has not gotten old yet. TDS is still a great chirp.
Because we're not the ones that are deranged. You clearly are.
Then his little giggle. Good one, buddy.
Fuck around and find out chapter 1. Day after the election, I walked my grandkids to school and they opened the gate. And
this is probably the only one I have actually seen before. This woman just tells a Fantasyland story.
Kids go in and we can walk them up to their lines. Well, this day, the normal coach and teacher who I know are blue voters, they were not there. Who was there, though, was another teacher who had an American flag and a red hat that right across it in big white letters said MAGA. My grandkids ain't going to look at that. I looked at him as I walked in and I said, excuse me, that's not allowed. You shouldn't be wearing that at a school. Elementary school. He said, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Oh, what the fuck I'm going to do?
Do you think that's what he said?
I'm going to go ahead and call the principal. So I went and reported him. The principal said there was so many parents that were reporting him that day. So he's reported. They tell him to leave or take the hat off. He left. He wouldn't even take the hat off. He left. He was spewing MAGA shit the whole way through the school. And he no longer works there.
I don't believe that. I'm just straight calling cap. Let me know in the comments. Do you believe that actually happened? I think there's a 0% chance. Like that meme, I'll take things that for 500 that have never happened, Alex.
Fuck around and find out you're going to get fired. You ain't going to spew your bullshit, especially around my grandkids.
The stuff that got the person elected, won the popular vote, won the House, won the Senate, won the presidency. Again, won the popular vote, even though many people didn't think he was going to. You're not going to spew that. Pretty much the most common political worldview. You're not going to spew that, quote unquote, at school. There's no way someone just got fired for wearing a MAGA hat.
Let's see for chapter 2. Who's next?
I've seen some videos on here of Trump supporters openly mocking our very real grief. That lack of empathy, that of course was also shown at the polls, is the exact reason why I don't want any of you in my life.
Okay, this time I
mean, I don't know the context there. If someone's being mean, they're being mean. If you're posting a video on the internet, say you're the leftist, and you post a leftist video mad about Trump, what do you think someone's going to say? It's called the internet. If you want to make a video and not be dunked on by people, record a video on your phone, send it to a group chat of like 2 people that you know or something who agree with you politically. The concept of the internet, have you not heard that? Especially politics, it's almost designed to be a thing people disagree on.
I actually have a real genuine question for Trump supporters. I want to know your answer to this. Is there anything that he could do to lose your vote? Literally anything. Is there anything, any action he could make that would make you not vote for him anymore? I'm genuinely curious.
I feel like.
Yeah, but I there's nothing really to dunk on. It's a dumb question, but it's not the most unreasonable question on here. It's obviously coming from like a bad faith perspective, but whatever.
For the first time in my life, that
really.
I did what that person had no good take. I've seen that one. I saw like the first 2 seconds of this one too, so I guess I've seen like 2 or 3 of these.
Pissed off women right now, you know, the ones that are wanting to act real feral, we're looking for you. If that's not you, keep it moving.
I don't even know what that means. Real feral? Does that mean like real wild? Like an animal? What is that? Anyway.
But if it is you,
We need you in this fight. We are here fighting for women's rights to pass the Equal Rights Amendment and give us some protection in these upcoming years. So if you want to do something about how you're feeling right now, join us. We're ready for you.
Kamala's winning the popular vote.
Looks like Gretchen Whitmer.
They're counting. They're still counting. The lead has gotten so much smaller. Actually, Kamala is up above Trump. A bump up. I'll take it. It's a bump up. And they're still counting. So I don't know what it all means. It might not mean anything. It might mean whatever. But I do know what it means. It means it's not a landslide. And it means more than half this country knew the truth. And the other half, a lot of...
Kamala is not winning the popular vote. She's still, last time I checked, she's still down by like 2 million. It's not even close.
Of them are still in the dark or finding out the truth.
She might be down even by more than that. It might be 3. It's somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 to 3 million.
Anyway, meanwhile, I'm excited. I'm trying to reserve my excitement. This other lady...
The people trying to convince the world that Trump did not win in a landslide, it's so funny. He won in so many different areas. That clip of Jake Tapper being like, not one county shifted over 3% for Kamala compared to other elections. Like if you look at the chart of the amount of counties, the amount of states that shifted right relative to 2020, it's almost all of them. One more with black men, one more with Hispanic men in a huge way. Shifted a ton. Young people, a massive swing to Trump. It is a landslide. Not only that, culturally, when Trump won in 2016, I liked him still when he won, but there was a lot of people, it wasn't cool to cheer on Trump. The culture has totally flipped. Maybe not totally, but it has flipped. That is massive. I don't think the Trump resistance is nearly as powerful this time around. There's so much cover culturally for people to defend Donald Trump, for people to come out like Bryson DeChambeau, Hulk Hogan. I think they're just going to keep coming. Sylvester Stallone saying they support Trump. So I think the underrated thing that Trump also won is the Republicans, the right wing, finally are starting to win in culture along with Senate, House, presidency, popular vote.
I'm going to tag her. She is so cute. She's just losing it a little bit. She's trying to stay calm. I get it. It really is really very good news. It took a while. It took a while, but the count is still going. And I'd like to see what the final count is. I'm looking forward to the final result. The landslide isn't happening.
A jury
It is. It already happened.
of his peers found him guilty of all charges. Judge Merchan's legacy will be forever tied to his cowardice to sentence Trump. Like, I don't know what it is about this man and why everyone...
So for
I'm just skipping that one. I don't care.
everyone looking for an update on Trump dropping below 50% of the popular vote, I am pleased to announce that as of this afternoon, Trump is officially, as you can see, at 49.9%.
So look, in reality, this does not matter. The fact that he's at, 49.9%. Kamala there, it says 48.3%, plus there's those other parties. RFK Jr. got a few votes, Jill Stein, whatever. It doesn't matter. I think most reasonable people know it doesn't matter either. But I don't really blame the leftists for saying this. It's just they got to cling to something, whatever. I think it's fine to bring up if you really want to cope, really want to grab a blanket and just squeeze it and be like, he's not that popular, whatever.
So he can no longer say that he has the majority of America on his side. And I'm just beyond thrilled to be able to say that. And
That's a wild thing to be thrilled about, though, if you're a leftist.
Understand. I'm not an election denier, but I feel like it will really bring some enjoyment and some light where we just know that he didn't really get the majority of America.
That's funny. Again, if you want to cope like that, all fine by me, I guess. It means nothing. He's clearly won. He won by a lot, and as I just mentioned throughout this video, he won in so many different aspects. So with that said, I'll finish the video here. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And again, I like to give kind of the average person a little bit of time to cope following an election, but it's been a few weeks now. I think it's fine. And again, like the Van Joneses, the Joy Reids, people like that, Anderson Cooper, maybe Jake Tapper, whatever. Anyone on mainstream media, the day after, I think you're easily free to criticize them about the election. They're millionaires. They can handle it, whatever. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. Have a great day.